G'day guys, how's it going? I'm Aaron Whitnall. This is ACWSport, and week 14 of the Premier League season certainly saw some excellent games and plenty of goals, which is what we always love to see. Now, first of all, I'm going to apologise if I sound a little bit bunged up. I'm just a little bit under the weather at the moment. It's that time of the year, winter is officially here. But even so, I'm still very excited to get through this video because there were some big shocking results in the Premier League, particularly for Spurs, who were beaten 2-1 at Leicester. Now, first things first, the goals from Leicester were unbelievable. Lovely lobbing volley from Jamie Vardy, who took it first time from Brighton's pass. And then Mahrez with an absolute rocket that Lloris just didn't have a chance. However, you can really pick holes in the way Spurs defended, especially Mahrez's goal. Because for me, we know there's been trouble with Danny Rose lately. And you can really see it in his performances for me. Because when you look at the fact that Mahrez literally had the run of that entire wing, if that was Danny Rose last year without any problems behind the scenes, which we're getting wind of, I can guarantee Rose would have covered him. But he didn't. Rose didn't even really track back. So that for me was a big thing about that Mahrez goal, because you can see a few things starting to creep into the Spurs team that I'm sure Pochettino would not want to be there. And obviously it's a massive blow. I mean, look, Spurs are so far behind now, I think it's safe to say they're not going to win the title this year. And the best they can hope for is top four and to do well in the cup competitions. But it's been one hell of a roller coaster week for, well, 2 weeks for Spurs really. Losing the derby, drawing the West Brom, beating Dortmund, but then losing this game. They're now closer to the bottom of the table than they are the top of the table in terms of points, which would be so disappointing, which must be so disappointing, sorry, for Pochettino at this stage of the season. But still, all credit to Leicester, even though Spurs missed some massive chances through Sissoko, Ali, Eriksson and Llorente. On another night, Tottenham would have won this, but Leicester held out and picked up a really good win for them. The thing that I really am so impressed with when it comes to Leicester is Jamie Vardy. Now, I've heard from quite a few people that they think he's now past it and he's not as good as he once was. The guy's got 7 goals already this season in the Premier League. Like, he's phenomenal. And when you look at the quality of his goals as well, he just doesn't stop running. I mean, when I went to go see England play Germany at Wembley just a few weeks back, I thought, aside from Loftus-Cheek, I thought he was England's best player. I just think Vardy is a top quality, and he's a Leicester legend without a shadow of a doubt. So anyone who thinks he's past it, I think he's proving all of them wrong. But fantastic win for Leicester, just what they would have hoped for. Spurs, back to the drawing board. They'll definitely be looking to bounce back this weekend, to say the least. There was then a thrilling game at Watford as they actually lost to Manchester United 4-2. Man United were 3-0 up in just over half an hour, spectacularly, because they didn't actually start the game too well, but 2 wonderful goals from Ashley Young. The first, a bullet shot. The second, contender for goal of the season for me. His free kick was out of this world. You could see it just by Jose Mourinho's reaction. You couldn't believe it. I mean, the way the ward lined up and you know, you had Gomez in goal. Young went straight for the corner. Gomez was covering, and I honestly don't think any goalkeeper could have saved it. It was that good a free kick. And Ashley Young, I've got to say, I was going to mention him against in the Brighton game in my last vlog, but you know, the way that he's performing at the moment, he deserves a chance to be back in that England team. He's playing that well, and you wouldn't have thought it considering he's supposed to be a winger. And I think that's what's so remarkable about Man United's defence. When you consider they've got the best defence in the league, they're playing with 2 wingers as fullbacks, which is absolutely incredible. But no, well played to Ashley Young. It's great to see him playing so well again. But United just looks such a different outfit with Paul Pogba in the team. You can see he brings them something that they don't have when he's not there. And Jesse Lingard had a phenomenal game on the night as well. His movement off the ball has always been something that every manager has loved, and that's why he's stuck around at Man United and been kept. Even though for me, he needs to add more goals and more assists to his game in order to actually cement a place there. But the goal he scored, especially after Watford had pulled themselves back in it, and it was 3-2 with only a few minutes to go, I mean, it was absolutely exceptional. If Lionel Messi had done it, we'd be talking about it for the rest of the season. But it was a wonderful run from Lingard. Shocking defending from Watford, though. But it was a big win for United, and it really helped to put the pressure on Manchester City. Well, until last night, that is, when Manchester City won in the 96th minute against Southampton, 2-1 at the Etihad, to restore their 8-point lead over United. Raheem Sterling, with his 13th goal of the season, he's City's top goal scorer. And when you actually look, I think it's now 5 games he's scored last-minute winners in, and it's absolutely exceptional. Now, I've been a critic of Sterling in the past, but this season he's finally playing up to all of the hype and potential that everyone knew he had, and he's actually finishing as well, which is absolutely amazing. And I hold my hands up, he's proving me wrong this season, and it's great to see because he's young, he's English, and you want to see young Englishmen playing at the top level. So congratulations to Raheem. But what this game did show is that City, when they're not at the races, which they weren't in this game, can be opened up. And Southampton opened them up a few times here. So, a bit of confidence building for a few teams that might be playing them anytime soon. So, it'll be interesting to see how they do go over the Christmas period. But still, fantastic win for City. Keeps them clear at the top of the Premier League, which is awesome for them. Everton picked up a monstrous win down towards the bottom of the table. And let's just take a step back and hail the legend that is Wayne Rooney. An incredible hat-trick, especially his hat-trick goal. The technique behind that was absolutely incredible. And it's true what they say, form may be temporary, but class is permanent. And, Rooney may have dipped in and out of form over the years, but you could never, ever say he wasn't world-class in some way because he's got it in his locker. We all know it. We all love it when we see him scoring goals like that. And that's got to be one of the best goals he's ever scored. And definitely a contender for goal of the season at the moment. But yeah, massive win for Everton, 4-0. Just didn't see that coming at all. And when you think as well, West Ham did have a penalty save by Pickford as well, Lanzini's penalty. That was a massive moment in the game. But the defending is just all over the place from West Ham. And Moyes has really got to sort it out quickly because, just look at Rooney's hat-trick goal there. Why the hell is Joe Hart and two defenders chasing that one ball? The clearance was awful and it just led to such amazing moment from Rooney. But for West Ham, it must have been so disappointing. And even the Williams goal, when you look at his header, why isn't there someone on the line? Someone could have easily cleared that off. So there's a lot for West Ham to improve on, and they're going to have to do it quick because otherwise they're going to be in real danger. Everton, though, one win, they're up to 13th. So they're only 6 points off of 8th place again. So we'll have to see how they go in the coming weeks. But I think Allardyce for them, good appointment. They're as good as safe for me. And for me, it's now a case now that Allardyce is in and he'll really get that team organised, of seeing where everything can end up, because I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't finish 7th. So we'll wait and see. Liverpool, Everton's obviously arch rivals, play them in a couple of weeks, exciting times. They were away at Stoke this week, normally a tough place to go, but Stoke this year, it's not really. They're having a real tough season. Safe to say Stoke were unlucky with some of the decisions. When you look at the first goal for Mane, Liverpool winning 3-0 in this game, it does look like the ball went out when Joe Gomez went to cross it, but at the same time, Stoke's defending for that first goal, after they were appealing, was awful. Play to the whistle. They all just stopped. Mane dinked it over the goalkeeper. Easy 1-0. Then, Liverpool probably should have had Mignolet sent off because Juve was clear. He was about to score. But, the referee, unfortunately, sometimes decisions like that are made. Never good because, obviously, it means that it does change the game. It definitely changed the game in Liverpool's favour. But at the same time, I'm not going to take anything away from Liverpool because with Mane and Salah, they've got two of my absolute favourite players in the Premier League. I just love watching them play. And, when you consider that Salah has already got 16 goals this season, that's more than any Liverpool player has got in a whole season since Luis Suarez was at the club. He's joint on goals with Harry Kane. What a signing he's been. For me, the signing of the summer so far. And Liverpool at the moment look good for a top 4 finish. So we'll have to wait and see how they face off against Tottenham and Arsenal later on in the season. Because for me, it's a race out of those three now as to who. Well, actually, no, I'm going to put Chelsea in there as well. I think the two Manchester sides are going to finish first and second. But it's definitely at Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham and Liverpool as to who's going to get those final 2 places. So I'm really excited to see how that battle plays out. But for me, with those 2 players in their squad, Liverpool have got such a good chance. Arsenal picked up their 12th consecutive home win against Huddersfield, winning 5-0. It was another wonderful performance from Mesut Ozil, who not only scored a brilliant goal, but also set up 2 wonderful goals as well, especially that Giroud first goal. What a team goal that was. Absolutely special. Huddersfield, though, they're in real danger because they haven't scored away from home since the opening day of the season. And this is worrying because if they don't sort this out soon, later on in the season, they could really get sucked into that relegation battle, which they do not want. Elsewhere, the rest of the results were kind of standard. Chelsea picked up a fairly routine but very boring 1-0 win at home to Swansea. You expected a bit more from Chelsea, but a win's a win. Rudiger getting his first Premier League goal for Chelsea, which is awesome for him. Burnley picked up another very impressive away win, this time away at Bournemouth. Bournemouth having a very up and down season as well. They should be fine though, but Burnley, they're holding on to that 7th place like there's no tomorrow. And, fair play to him. Sean Dyche, once again, has just got his team looking very, very well organised. Bit of a thriller at the Hawthorns. West Brom went 2-0 up, only to throw it away and see Newcastle come back to get a 2-2 draw. They've just appointed Alan Pardew. For me, it's just going to be interesting to see where their season goes, because Pardew for me has always been a little bit hit and miss. It's not like an Allardyce who you can guarantee will keep you up. Or a Pulis. Bit awkward. And then finally, Brighton drew 0-0 at home to Crystal Palace. So that pretty much sums up all of Week 14 of the Premier League season, all the major talking points that I thought were major talking points anyway. But please, comment below, let me know what are the main areas that you wanted to talk about. What did you make of this week's results? And, what do you think about the results coming up this weekend? Because we've got some big ones. So, comment below, leave your thoughts. As always, please subscribe to ACWSport. I'm Aaron Whitnall, and I will see you again tomorrow with my predictions for Week 15 of the 2017-2018 Premier League season.